Hello, it's Golden Globe. Hello, how are you? You're early. Oh, hang on. I've got to put it on speakerphone. Keep talking.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep, okay. So hopefully we're actually live right now. So you got a thunderstorm behind you.
Yeah, there's a bit of bad weather behind me, but I was actually really worried, but I've been checking it for the last hour, and it's not going to be a worry for me. I was really hoping to get a bit of water from it, but it looks like we'll just pass it, but be fine. I'll be fine.
Okay, I'm just going to do an audio check. Have you got audio there? Yep, that's okay. Keep talking.
Yeah, so that looks like no problem, but I really hope to catch a bit of water before, I think I have about 40, 50 litres left, so it would be good to catch another 60 litres and drink a little bit more.
Yeah, cool. Okay. All right, so if we're lucky, we've got a few people in your hometown watching this, and it'll be a recording anyway, obviously, so they can come back. And I've got a huge challenge now because we've got about 25 questions, and they're all Dutch names, and I've got to try and pronounce the names, okay? So anyway, so all's good at the moment then. You're slowly closing in on Jean-Luc.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep. Okay. So I'll get straight into it, unless you want to just give a quick report, quick update on what's happening there.
So it's been really pleasant sailing the last 2 days. The last week it's got like everything every day. It's a bit of light winds, a bit of strong winds, and a bit of wind on the beam and a bit of upwind. It's every day. It's a bit of everything, and there's a lot of sail changes. I had the spinnaker up twice today already, and I had to drop it again and put the big head sail up, and then it's really a bit of everything, but it's actually good, and the seas are quite nice. Yes, and I'm really trying to stay on top of it, not to leave any miles. I really like to catch a Jean-Luc, of course, but I also I really would like to get home, and it's always once you're around Cape Horn, you think, it's just we turn left and we're home, and but then you start to realise it's a long way home, And,
yeah, and you're so fast. It could get windy once you get past the Azores, eh?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm going to get some wind tonight or tomorrow. I think there's a low passing south of me, so it's going to get 35 or something like that tomorrow probably. But we'll see. This was the hardest part of my previous non-stop around the world. This part here, I got really light winds and very frustrated with the current taking back all the time. And let's hope I'm a little bit more lucky this time. And also, this boat is much faster in light winds than my other boat, so that's also good. And for some apparent reason, the boat has just been sailing fast. It goes faster and faster every day. It's really I don't know why, but the wind vane seems to work great. Everything just seems to go good, And I'm using my new head sail now, and that also really helps a lot. I did break a winch on the mast yesterday.
You broke the winch, like broke it off, or broke some teeth or something?
Yeah, the whole inside is broken, and I broke the self-tailer off the top of my main winch in the cockpit, and I broke the one winch on the mast. Yeah, I really like to crank up in high speed, to get the jib up quick, but obviously the winch is not made strong enough for that kind of stuff,
Yeah. Okay. you're just a little guy. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's completely jammed now. It doesn't work anymore. But I have 3 winches on the mast, so I can use the other one. I have some blocks at the bottom of the mast, so I just have the halyard to the floor, and then up to the winch on the other side, and I got another halyard on both sides. I got one halyard, so I just use the other halyard now, so I'll be fine.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Well, I might get into these questions, eh? So,
sure.
So Bart van Walderveen asks, would you choose a different boat next time, and if so, why?
No, I would definitely not choose a different boat. And I would definitely go. Oh well, there's maybe one, the Saga 36. I would really like to have a look at that one. There's none in this race. She's a little heavier, a little longer waterline length. So that might be a choice, but I would have to really have a good look at it. And but I'm quite happy with this boat. She does really good. She's very forgiving, and I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, cool. There's a few Saga 36s for sale up your way too. Anyway, Harry Van Wyck would like to know, if you would do it again, what would you change on your boat?
Yeah, there's little things, you know. I don't have a stopper on the. There's all little. I don't have just because I'm sitting in cockpit now. I'm looking at my running backside. I don't have a stopper on it. Would be really good, you know. Little things like that. I would take one more jib, and I got two Jenicas, and I basically only use one, so I'll take one Jenica less and take one more jib, and basically there's all little things. I will put the chart table forward, stuff like that. You know.
Oh, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that. It's a production boat race. You got to leave the chart table where it is.
Oh, but Antoine had the chart table put up front as well.
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to ask Rustler. If they do it as standard, you could do it, or as an option. But anyway, that's another story.
That doesn't matter because the chart table does get wet all the time, you know, when the waves come, and that's a bit of a bummer. And otherwise, you just put another chart table, you know, or another table up front. And
yeah, exactly. Fine. Yeah, okay. So Albert Drifthalt wants to know, what's the state of your boat and onboard equipment?
Well, the sailing-wise, the boat is really good. As you probably noticed, doing good speeds, and so the sails are good, the mast is good, the rigging is good, everything is good. But the electronics is a bit useless. But the most important things are working. So my AES does work, the VHF does work, and the HF still works, which is pretty amazing because on the HF I don't have a screen. I cannot turn the thing off anymore, and somehow it keeps working. It doesn't jump frequencies anymore. I put some bags of rice inside the radio, and it all works good now.
Yep, cool.
But I lost the rest of the electronics. Basically, no battery monitors anymore, and I don't have Echo Max. I don't have the Seal, the Mare or something that AES tracker thing doesn't work, but the important things still work, so that's good.
Yeah, okay. Willie Go Mark, are you scared when you go into the water for sharks or any other animals?
No, I'm not scared of sharks. They don't really tend to do anything. The sharks, they keep their distance, it really depends. I went in the water with a few friends 2 years ago, and they were really scared of sharks, and the sharks kind of picked it up straight away, and they were very aggressive. So they went out of the water. I went in the water, and then we had to kind of chase them away. But I think if you're scared, they pick it up. If you're not scared, they just do their own thing and they don't worry about you. I had at one time a very big barracuda was around the boat. I was much more worried then than with the sharks. The sharks always tend to just do their own thing, you know, and don't really worry about you.
Yeah, cool. I'd agree with that. Spent a lot of time with sharks. And Tears Dammers, do your socks already help against barnacles? I'm not sure what that means. Do your socks already help against barnacles? Maybe on your feet.
Yeah, today was the first day. I'm on bare feet all day, which is really nice. But I did not understand the question really completely.
Neither did I. So we'll move on to the next one. It's actually a message from your Karen. 107 people have donated €4,750 for sale for cancer. What do you want to say to your fans around the world?
Yeah, that's a very important, very good one. I just want to thank everyone for the donations, and please keep up the good work, and we still have a long way to go, so it will be really great if we can make that, so it will be really, really good. So please keep up the good work, and thanks for the donations, and just keep up the good work. Thanks.
Okay, Stuart McGowan asks, apart from obvious one of not forgetting your gloves, what would be the top piece of advice you would give to any circumnavigator looking to fulfill a dream?
I would say there's many little things. The gloves obviously, but just having really good proper clothes is really important, and I kind of failed on that one. I have two pair of boots, and one doesn't fit, and the other one I get really wet feet in. So stuff like that would be really much more comfortable if you have good stuff, and maybe a heater on board would be really comfortable for every day. Like a 2-hour period or something. To make it comfortable at once, it really makes your day if you can get comfortable.
Yeah.
I think once you get round to the south, once we pass that waypoint to head south to the Cape Horn, and it really got cold from that point on. The water was 7 degrees, and it just always is cold, and I completely forgot about that from my previous trip. But I was very lucky to have one of those, I think they use it in the old days to warm up your bed.
Hot water bottle.
Water in.
Yeah, hot water bottle.
Yeah, I had 2 of those, and I think the last 7 days you got to the Cape Horn, I was using them every day. I just had cold feet all day, and my feet are like my thermostats in my body. When I have cold feet, I feel bad, and I had cold feet 24/7 basically. That's the other thing I took on my other trip. I took some moon boots, some really warm moon boots. So whenever I came inside, I took off my outside boots and I put the moon boots on, and that was really comfortable, and I forgot about that this time. So
yeah. Okay. So Mark Boris Zuckner. Miko Boris Zuckner, on the tougher parts of your trip, do you remain silent or do you speak even though you're alone? Do you speak to yourself, sort of thing?
No, I did never speak to myself, but when something goes wrong, I do have a tendency to really swear quite a bit, but when it goes really wrong, I never really speak to myself. No, I never do that.
Okay, so Leon Fox, the solo experience at these extremes, it gives you time to reflect. How do your views change or not on God, nature, man, humanity, and life and death?
Yeah, what I really noticed, and I've already noticed on my previous trip as well, but once it gets real dangerous, and it's a life and death situations, like basically I only had in the Indian Ocean, I think, and your mind really gets clear and very relaxed once you've accepted it, and I start to really think clearly and get everything straight, and but it is sometimes, what I've noticed, and talking with Uku and Susie and stuff like that along the way, is that what we all have is our emotions just go up and down a lot, and when it gets bad, you really get frustrated and really get down, and it can be like that for days when you have light winds, like I had south of Australia, and then the wind comes up and you're all happy within 5 minutes, and you're in the best mood you could ever imagine, so it really goes up and down a lot on these trips.
Yeah, okay. Good point. Interesting, eh? Pauline Jordan asks, to date, has this adventure brought you to recess of your mind which you never knew existed? If so, what mental tactics work best for you? You really start to think about life a lot, and what you will change when you come back, and the thing is, you really start to feel your body a lot better with a lot of things, I think. You do change a lot, I think, on a trip like this. And but I'm pretty sure once you get back and
it's all busy life again, and everything is hectic. You will change straight back into the old guy again, eh?
I agree. I've been there, done that. Okay, Matt Swift, do you expect to take the lead, and if so, what will be the dominant reason? And I won't tell Jean-Luc what you're about to say. It's okay.
To be honest, I would love to take the lead, and I would love to go up front. And as much as Jean-Luc would love to stay up front, he told me the other day, I'll see you when you get to Le Sable. And so he's really thinking he's staying up there. But to be honest, anything can happen in the next 5,000 miles or so. He can end up 2,000 miles in front of me coming into Le Sable. I could end up 1,000 miles in front of him as well. Anything can happen, really, still, and that's also maybe sometimes the frustrating part about this race, so when I want to keep going fast, it's also the most interesting part about this race, anything can happen, and everyone has a chance, really, we'll see what goes, what happens, but I really would like to take the lead, and that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to sail as fast as I can, but not push too hard, and keep going,
You're right about all that. Istvan's coming fourth at the moment. It's amazing, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, Aktha Alakal. So incredible going, Mark. God bless you. Just take this as a funny question. How many times does a day the name Jean-Luc pass through your mind?
Well, the last few weeks, I can tell you, probably quite a lot of times, actually. It is on my mind a lot, and but it also makes the day go quick, and it makes me work hard, and it makes my days go past really quick, and it would be a lot different if you would be out here on your own. I can tell you that, and that's also the good thing about it, and it's a really it's a fight, and it's a race. That's why I did this race as well, and that's why I wouldn't do the long route, because it's not really a race. It's just a voyage, and I've done that. I've done that one time, and I would not do that again. And I like the race part of it. It would have been really good to have more people left in the race still, eh?
I agree.
Yeah.
Anyway, 2022. Okay, so Geordie Van Elk Delange, when will you take the lead from Jean-Luc? Hurry up.
Yes, that's very hard. I have no idea. He might. I don't know. He hasn't got the trademarks yet, I think. But what? Once he gets the trademarks, he's probably going to come go a little away from me again, and that will take some time before I get it. So I don't know. It really it's really hard to say.
Okay, so Gerbert Campers wants some advice. Do you prefer Ollie Bollen or Apple Flappin'?
Yeah, I'll take Apple Flapper. I prefer Apple Flapper.
Okay, he'll have some for you at the end, I think. So Peter Byrne, no question, just saying, if you win, you're an Aussie, right? So if you win, you're an Aussie. If you don't, you're still a champion along with every entrant. So just remember that.
Okay, good to know.
Anthemus Saar, do you wear your lucky blue jeans around Cape Horn?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't. No, I didn't wear those jeans. It was a bit of a rough day, and I actually forgot about it. And I passed Cape Horn during the middle of the night, and it was a very awkward time. It was the wind died, and it was a big swell, and it was no fun when I went around Cape Horn.
Okay, so Ronald Turbigi, what does this kind of adventure do to your state of mind?
Yeah, well, it makes you, I think it puts you on edge more, and it makes you very relaxed. I'm still the same guy. I think I don't really think I've changed a lot, and it's a hard question.
Yep. Okay. Yep. You still there?
Yeah, still there.
Okay, so Peter Sanders, what do you do when you have a mental breakdown? Every day. I put in the every day.
Oh, that doesn't really happen every day. And well, to me, really the hardest part was South of Australia, and when I got the light winds, and then I got the headwinds, and to be honest, what really helped a lot was talking with each other on the HF radio, you know, and we had a really good net with Uko and Susie, and we talked with each other, and that really helped, and it always made you positive again, and besides that, when you have the mental breakdown, you know, I just tend to lay in bed quite a lot, and you just lay and try and read books and stuff like that. And but I've read everything now 3 times, I think. Yeah, it is pretty hard, you know. It is pretty hard when you get. And a lot of people think, oh, it's light winds, it's all easy going, but the light winds is the hard part, you know. And when it gets really super strong, it gets really hard too. But it's the light winds which are really killing, and which are really suck, you know. It's just slamming of the boom all the time. It's really annoying. You sit inside, and when you sit inside, you hear the noise double. You know, it's very annoying and very hard, very frustrating.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Marty van Kranenberg. Now that you're heading back home, how do you look forward to make your entrance back in the crowded world with all the different obligations?
Yeah, well, to be honest, what I'm really looking forward to is getting back, but is having some really good food again. You know, I'm really desperate for good food, and that's my main thing now. I really would like to have a good steak and some chips, and there's a million things I like to eat, you know, and I'm just thinking about the food I have is all good on board, but everything starts to taste the same now, and I've been fishing now 2 days straight, but I haven't caught anything, and every time I got to pull the line in because the albatross tried to get the thing, and there's one thing I do not want to eat is an albatross, you know, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to some food and seeing my family again, you know, and stuff like that will be really, yeah.
Okay, Richard Dybin asks, if you could bring one modern product item on the race, what would it be?
Yeah, you know, it was really, in the beginning, I when I still had a mirror, it was the same size as my iPad, and it would lay on my chart table, and every time I walk past, I think, oh, my iPad is there, you know, and I would grab it, and I would be touching the screen, but and then I realized it's not my iPad, you know, especially at night, you know, when you walk past, and so probably an iPad with some games, and maybe read a book on the iPad, stuff like that, you know, and have some weather information. It would be really good to look at grid files and stuff like that. I really missed that, you know, on this trip, to get your own weather and see what, you know, make your own choices. And we're getting good weather information, but we never know what the weather's going to be if we go east or west. You know, it's always the weather on the trek we're going. So yeah, something like that would be great.
Okay, Robin Imber says, how has it been not having windows in your cabin? Would you sometimes like to be able to look outside more without having to go on deck to see around?
No, actually, I'm really happy with no windows. I would do it again with no windows. I'm really happy with the way I set up my my spray hood. So basically, only in you know, when it's above 40 knot winds, I have I put the back door in quite quick with 25 knots from downwind already, but I leave the slide open on top, so there's a lot of light comes in through there, and I always stand up in there, and I close the back, and I can stand up in there really nicely and look around, and I don't have to go outside. So I'm really happy with the way it is. I don't really need the windows, and it's actually really nice, because like last night I didn't really sleep, and it's because it was light winds all night, and I had to keep changing sails and keep adjusting the course, and it was constant work all night. And then I slept in the morning, and it's really good to just close a hatch, and it's completely dark in the boat, you know, and during the day, so I can really sleep nicely. Then and you kind of feel when you hear all the noises, you know how the boat is going at the moment anyway, so you don't really need the light to feel how the boat is going. So in a way, it's really good actually.
Okay, Nico van Ravenstein asks, pretty hectic, good runs last few weeks. Are you feeling tired?
I was actually feeling really tired after Cape Horn. It was pretty intense going to Cape Horn. There was a lot of ham skids, and they were all in the middle of the night. So there was like at 2 o'clock, at 4 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, and it was very intense. But I really wanted to know all the weather properly, you know, and we were also talking with some of the long route boats and having skids with them, and it was all very nice, but it was very tiring because you don't sleep during the night, and during the day I want to keep sailing fast, so I didn't sleep. And you're on edge, you know, so I was really quite worried, you know. I knew I was going to get a real big blow, and I was once I get close to the continental shelf, and so I was very worried up there, and. But after that, I got some really good sailing and some good sleep, and I've been. But the last since Cape Horn, I haven't been really doing long sleeps, but I've been doing a lot of napping, you know, from like half an hour to an hour, several times during the day and several times at night. And I put my alarm, my kitchen alarm. It goes to 1 hour, and that's what I've been doing. I just put it for 1 hour all the time, and I wake up and I check the sails and everything. So I'm never going in the wrong direction for longer than an hour if it does happen, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Angelique Shooten asks, how could you motivate yourself through the hard times?
Yeah. That's the motivation really, I get really motivated by working hard and doing everything I can and keep the boat up to speed. So in those times when it does blow, the hardest times is when it's no wind, you know, and for long periods. Like I had 10 days of light wind south of Australia. That was by far the hardest part of the whole trip, and I really do hope that I'm not going to get that again. Yeah, trying to motivate yourself, you know, is really hard. And the thing is, what I do most is the talks with Uku and I have are really good, and Uku's had really tough times too as well. You know, he didn't come on the radio for a few days sometimes, and then he would come on, and so you know, we all have those times. We're all the same, and you know, our emotions are really up and down a lot, and in that way we're all the same, and we all try to make jokes to each other, and you know, try to get each other out of it, and. So in that way, this race has been really good. You know, we had a lot of fun, and in the beginning it was exceptional good. You know, we were talking twice a day for 1.5 hours with all the guys, Are and Abilesh and Gregor, and everyone was online. It was really cool. So now it's a little less every day. I'm starting to get really hard copy on Uku now, and I never copy Jean-Luc. So it's getting a little bit less. It's getting a little bit more lonely. But I'm much more focused on sailing fast now, so that's good.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to have to speak Dutch here because it's written in Dutch, I think. But anyway, Jaap van Vissen, see if you can work this out. What was je grootste aanbering tijdens de race?
I got very light copy all of a sudden. I don't know. I couldn't hear what you said.
Okay, forget that one. They didn't translate it to English, so we'll forget that. Arnold Juten asks, it's old school navigation harder than expected or good and workable? What modern features have you missed most up until now for navigation?
Now, actually, the old school navigation, I am very surprised. I can make the calculation in basically in 5 minutes, and I get two a day, and it really doesn't take long. Most of the times, actually, the longest time takes me writing out like the chart on the paper where I am. You know, the longitude and latitude. That takes a long time. And I don't even do it every day anymore now. I just do it once every. Well, today I could have done it in the morning, but I didn't sleep all night, so I thought later I'll do it later today, and because it was very clear, and now it's all overcast. But now I'm not really in any danger, and I'm just going northeast, so there's nothing to hit and nothing to go wrong up here. So I'm very surprised that the once times I did get my position from a ship or something like that, that I was absolutely spot on. You know, it was absolutely spot on. It was always within a few miles, and it was really never. I came to all the hard points. I came right on the right on the right track, and it is actually really good. The hardest part probably is taking the sight when it gets rough weather. That can take up to 10 minutes or something, you know, to get a good proper sight without getting the section wet and stuff like that outside.
Yeah, okay.
The hardest, but once you have your sight, the calculation is done really quickly, and you find ways out. Also, if you don't know your longitude anymore, you can calculate backward again, and then you find out your longitude that way is as well. It's been really good. You have to know your latitude. But with a noon sight, I've noticed that is absolutely spot on as well. If you do a noon sight, if you get it right, the timing right.
Yep. Okay. Two more questions. How was the fruitcake?
The fruitcake was great, but I really wanted to last till the trade winds, and so I thought I'd cut it up into like 15 to 20 pieces, and but for some apparent reason I really ate it in 3-4 days, and I got really sick. I got a really sore stomach for days but I just kept eating anyway because it was so good. And so Robin of Johnson, thank you for that anyway. Yeah, I really look forward to that, and it was really good.
Okay, so one last question from me. What advice would you give all those that are interested in 2022 GGR, and there's quite a few?
Yeah. I would say make sure you sail with your boat a lot before you do it, because that's also what I think made Jean-Luc really strong now, because he really knew his boat the best of us all, and I've been sailing much faster the last months really than I was in the beginning. So it really is sail with your boat and experiment with strong winds, and there's a lot of things that you in the Southern Ocean you really have to learn how to sail in strong winds. That's one of the things, and that's some of the things you really got to prepare, I think.
Yeah, cool. Okay, well, that's awesome. You got a lot of people watching and listening in, and they'll all be joining later. So it's really good to chat, eh? So good to get the inside story.
Yeah, great.
Yep. Anything else you want to say? Want to add?
No, it's all good. Up here, the wind's starting to die now, but see how it goes. It's really comfortable now. It's only 1 meter seas or something like that. Now, there's a 2 meter swell, but the waves are only half a meter or something, so it's really comfortable sailing at the moment. Yeah,
cool. How's your water supplies now?
Yes, I have a. It's hard to guess, but I can look in the tank from the top, and so I think I have about 50 liters or something like that. 50 liters, and then I have another jerry can which is about 15 liters in it. In the worst case, I might make it to the south, but I'm really sure. I haven't had any rain since Cape Horn, I got some weather information, and they said that tomorrow it looks like I might get quite a bit of rain. So
okay,
come through, and I can, it would be really good to catch another 60 or 100 liters or something, so I can really drink a lot.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, great to chat. Igor just got into Albany. He's got barnacles all over the boat, and he says he's coming back in 2022 to race fast.
Okay, so is he not going to continue?
Oh, yeah, no, he'll be continuing, but he's just saying already, he says, oh, boy, these barnacles are a nightmare. So he wants to come. He'll finish this race, and then he'll be back again in 22.
Okay. And how about Mark Sinclair? Is he?
He's in Adelaide enjoying the stopover, enjoying family. I think it'll be very hard for him to sail away. So we're expecting to find out the next 24 hours.
Yeah. For Igor, I can understand because he has to go home anyway. And
Yeah, exactly.
But for Mark, it's really hard, eh?
Yeah, very hard. So anyway, he'll let us know, and we'll carry on regardless. So thanks for calling. All good. We'll stay safe. We're getting all your tweets and positions are all good. So we'll see you next week, same normal time, eh?
Yep, no problem.
All right.
Okay, I'll speak to you. See you later.
Yeah, thanks, mate. See you later. Okay, thanks everybody. That was fun. See you next time.